G'day cheeky dogs! Today we're going to be talking about whether or not an actual Bluey movie is coming out or if it's just being super clickbaity and fake news.
G'day cheeky dogs, my name's Margie and I'm an Australian currently living in America.
So if you are on any of like the Facebook groups or the Reddit groups for Bluey, then I'm sure you have already seen this article pop up through multiple publications about the idea that there is going to be a Bluey movie coming out really soon and it's going to have Hollywood stars in it.
Is huge news. Not quite as big as the Matildas, but big for anyone with a toddler. It's one of Australia's biggest TV shows of all time. Now there's rumours Bluey could be made into a movie.
And yeah, the title is very clickbaity.
I maintain my innocence.
But I think it's worth actually dissecting it a little bit and just showing you what the actual possibility really is and why we even got these articles spreading around in the first place.
There's highly sensitive information back here.
Especially after the fact that we also just found out that Bluey is on a hiatus just for a little while to give the animators a bit of a break. So what is going on? Okay, so I've got the article pulled up here next to me. So the title reads, Bluey star hints the ABC Kids TV hit is to be turned into a movie with Hollywood star cameos expected. Really got to watch out for the keywords here. So it's a Bluey star, aka Melanie Zanetti. She is the voice of Chilli.
Oh, leave that poor stump alone.
And this all came from an interview she did on the red carpet for the Logies Awards show in Australia, which is kind of like our Emmys. So one of the lines in the article, one of the stars of the ABC Hits children's series has teased that a movie version of the animated show is underway, reported New Idea. Now, this is like incredibly vague. The TikToks that have popped up of Melanie Zanetti and this like interview sort of thing that are only on TikTok, none of them are of this at all, which means that they've obviously taken a lot of liberties with what she did actually say. The only actual interviews that we see of her from the red carpet are the ones where she says that like her character Chilli and Pat have nothing going on.
There are some insane fan theories on TikTok as well. I mean, have you heard any of the Bluey fan theories, or what's the wildest fan theory you've heard?
Heard some slanderous things about Chilli and Lucky's dad. You got it, Lucky's dad. Which are not true, just for the record. Bandit and Chilli forever.
Or when she's asked about the fact that, you know, a lot of older viewers, like teenagers and adults, watch Bluey and what she thinks about that.
What is the fan base? Because I imagine parents love Bluey just as much as their kids.
They really do. But I just found out tonight on TikTok that there is like all of these teenagers who are obsessed and having Bluey birthday parties, which I think is wild and wonderful.
So you can kind of tell by her quotes what the question was. So obviously the reporter would have asked her like, hey, do you think that there should be a Bluey movie? And this was her response. I do think it's time for a Bluey movie. So yeah, she thinks it would be a great time for it. Not that there's one underway or anything like that. But then she also says, I would be 1,000% open to doing that, says the actress. The show is just very universal in the way that it follows a family. I've spent a lot of time in the US and they all had the same reception to the show. So again, she's saying that she is open to the idea, which means that most likely it is not currently underway, but she would be happy to do it if it was. But then where did the whole idea of like these Hollywood cameos expected in it come from?
Well, it's all still speculation if Bluey does get made into a movie. It could even be eligible for an Oscar or even attract some celebrity voice cameo.
Because it wasn't Melanie Zanetti who said this, or even Ludo Studios. This was all just speculation from the reporter or New Idea who released the article initially. So this is what it says. The outlet, which is New Idea, reported the movie could expect to attract a lineup of megastar voice cameos. Bluey counts Hollywood and recording stars like Ryan Gosling, Natalie Portman, Eva Mendes, and Billy Joel among its high-profile fans. So yes, we do know that Eva Mendes and Natalie Portman, of course, have already had voice acting roles in Bluey in season 3. Ryan Gosling, obviously they're using his name because of the Barbie movie right now, but I'm sure at some point he's also said that he's a fan of Bluey. And Billy Joel, I know we've also seen articles before saying that he is also a fan of Bluey too. So was this article clickbaity?
Yes.
Yes, 100,000,000,000% yes, it was very clickbaity. But does it mean that there is no Bluey movie ever happening? Not quite. bRUMM and Daley Pearsons have both said in multiple interviews that they are interested in the idea of a movie, but just have never come up with an idea for a movie. Anything that would actually make for 90 minutes of the show and what they would do with it.
But it's very tricky with Bluey because, I mean, the average feature film aimed at that age group, the characters, you know, they're crazy adventures, right? And there's usually magic involved and all this, and you know, like they get thrust into some different world, and With Bluey, you can't really do that. We can't use magic, and Bluey can't get lost and have to go and save her village or anything like that. So it'd have to be something that really feels like a Bluey episode, but is worth telling over 90 minutes. I'm sure there's something. I'd hate to do a feature film and someone say, you know what, that probably could have just been 7 minutes.
Cheeky dogs, if you've been enjoying this video so far, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below and leave a comment. It really means a lot to me into helping build my channel, and the YouTube gods also seem to like channels that have lots of likes in them as well.
I know ages ago, bRUMM, who very rarely does on-screen interviews, he did one for one of the morning shows in Australia, and I remember he offhandedly said that he would maybe do it as a live action Sonic style movie. And I remember it was only in Australia and I could not find that clip anywhere. But I remember talking about it with my friends when it aired, because everyone's like, what? That would be ridiculous. No, thank you.
What?
What?
Because the 2D animation looking style, even though I know of course it is partially 3D, that's what makes it really beautiful, I think. And very endearing to older audiences as well who grew up with that style of animation. Now, bRUMM did say in an interview with the Two Bandits Watching Bluey that he did initially think that Double Babysitter and Road Trip would have made for some really good movie ideas or something that could have been pulled out into a feature length, but of course that never happened.
Is there an episode that you've enjoyed making that you could see being turned into a feature-length film?
Originally, Double Babysitter, back when a film was being thought, I thought that could have made a good feature length, just somehow telling that story in a longer format. Yeah, maybe Road Trip, although I don't know if you need another road trip movie out there, but that one maybe could have passed out. But no, look, the feature film is something which I always try to get my head around doing, and if a story ever comes that I think, yeah, that would be a fresh kind of idea for a feature film, then it might go a bit further.
So, cheeky dogs, let me know what you think. What episode of Bluey would you like to have seen turned into a movie or have been even longer? Or do you have an idea as well of what a Bluey movie could be? I did already do a whole video about some ideas that I think could be really good for a Bluey movie, so I'll make sure that I link that video up here for you guys if you would like to go and check that out. I talk about Grandpa Bob, as well as when Chilli and Bandit met, or how Grandpa and Grandma Cattle Dog kind of met. I don't know, I really like the ideas that I had, as well as some UK based ideas for the idea of a movie too. But like I said, cheeky dogs, let me know in that comment section down below, and while you're there, don't forget to hit that like button, as well as that subscribe button and that bell for notifications, so you know whenever I release any other Bluey content. Until then though, I have picked you guys out a few other videos that maybe you would like to watch, and I will see you all in another video. Mwah! Bye!